Hello, welcome to Unfolding with me, Zelda. I don't know why you clicked this video, I don't know why you are here, I don't know why you are listening to this podcast episode, but you are now here, so welcome to this podcast. I did not expect that we will get this far because I'm a huge procrastinator. I was actually expecting to stop at first episode. But yeah, we are now here. I'm so proud of myself, so you should be proud of yourself too because, well, you're listening to me. I'm just kidding. Okay, as the title says, we are going to talk about how I cope up with my childhood traumas, my thoughts on my parents' separation. I'm also going to share that with you, my personal experiences, and how it actually affected my not like just the childhood, but like the growing up phase, if that makes sense. So yeah, I don't know where I'm going to put the intro, or if I'm going to put the intro. I actually haven't had dinner yet, so I am having a dinner right now, so I hope that's okay. And I don't know if it's actually informal to eat while having a podcast, so I hope it's not. I will do my best to elaborate and to thoroughly explain what I want to say. I don't think I'm actually good at explaining things, especially there's a camera in front of me. This is actually the first time that I recorded a video for the podcast episode, so yeah, please bear with me. Anyway, where do we start? I think let's start when I was actually 6. I was 6 when, I think it was 6 or 7 when my mom and dad separated. Yeah. I think a lot of people experience that as well. I mean, it's not just me. There are lots of kids around the world who also have the same situation as I do. And you know, I'm here to cope up with you. I'm here to help you. I want to be your friend. In other words, I want to be there for you. If you feel like you don't have anyone else right now, I want to be there for you. I want to be the one who's going to tell you that everything is going to be okay. Because if it's not going to be okay, then what am I doing here? Right? What am I doing here? Why am I talking about this whole thing to you? If that makes sense. I don't know how to open up my personal experiences because I don't really open up my personal experiences, to anybody. I don't think I've ever did open up my personal experiences to anyone. I'm so sorry, I was actually having a dinner, so I just burped. But yeah, so, okay, I did not expect that this is going to be hard. I did not expect that this is going to be hard for me to explain how everything transpired. In my childhood, growing up. Yeah, let's get straight to the point. Yeah, my mom and dad separated when I was 6. Yeah, at the time, I didn't know what to feel. Exactly. I don't know if that's how kids nowadays feel as well. Or if you're an adult listening or watching to this, I don't know if you felt the exact same way, but I felt that way. It's not like a confusion. I'm not confused about what I feel at that moment. I just, it's kind of like a feeling like you can't do anything about it. That's it. My parents separated, so what am I going to do? The first thought that came to my mind is, what am I going to do now? Now that my parents are separated. At that time, when I was 6, when I was 7, everyone has a whole family. Like, they have mom, they have dad. They're very happy. I mean, not that my childhood is not, sad or something or depressing, but yeah, I kind of feel like I don't fit in. I think that's one of the things that I felt while growing up. Like, I don't fit in because I don't have a dad, But on a second thought, I always think like that this is life. I guess this is you can't have it all, Yeah, well, the first thought is that what am I going to do now? How am I going to cope up with this? How am I going to react if someone asks me, where is your dad, or something like that? Because there is a kid shouting on the background outside, so sorry for that. Yeah, I was actually thinking, what am I going to say to other people? Like, what should I answer? What is going to be my response? What's going to be my response if somebody asks me, where's your dad? Why don't you have a dad? And I was actually thankful. A few people only asked me about, what happened and why I don't have a dad, where's your dad, and stuff like that. I don't know if they knew about what happened. I don't know if that's why they're not asking. I don't know. But I'm really thankful that they did not ask me. Some people asked me, so it's kind of like not a big deal. But yeah, that was the first thought. What am I going to do now? But that's life. That's life. I guess you just have to accept the fact that you can't have it all. Hold on. So sorry. I'm kind of like feeling that someone might ask exactly what happened. I don't know why I'm picking that up. This is not a spiritual channel. I don't know why I'm channeling things right now. Well, first of all, I don't want to paint my dad as a bad guy, because I feel like, we all grow and we make mistakes, so yeah, I guess that's something that I just had to put there, my mom and dad had lots of disagreements, and there were lots of problems at that time that led to separation, which is actually, for me, was like the best solution, because I don't want to see my mom and dad fighting either. So that's like the best solution that we could ever get. And I think it's totally going to be sad and disappointing for both parties if they don't love each other anymore. So I guess I understand how everything happened. But yeah, my mom wasn't really treated kindly at that time. That led to separation, if that makes sense. So I don't want to elaborate that part. But yeah, that's what happened. And yeah, my dad and I weren't really close. We're not close because we're not in good terms. We're not in bad terms. So I guess that's life. Maybe you just have to accept that that's life. We're kind of like in the middle. I don't know how to explain that, but so yeah, how did I cope up with things? I feel like the first thing that I saw as an outlet is writing, and you could express a lot of your emotions through art, and not just writing. is what I'm saying. You could express your feelings or your emotions, your sadness, frustration, whatever you feel through art. Art is the ultimate outlet. I'm just saying, like, you could ask a psychiatrist and they're going to let you draw something that will come into your mind, that like the first thing that comes into your mind, and that's how they're going to interpret like how you feel. So art is really the way through everything. Like, art is the way to see how you're doing, if you're doing well or not, if you're doing if you're in a bad phase or something like that. You could like draw, but that's not like my outlet. Writing is really my outlet. Writing poetry, writing essay, writing prose. Like, you could write anything, maybe a journal or something. Like, have a journal by your side, or like a diary. It helps you how to explain that, like, on days that you are feeling good, you're going to notice or track your emotions through journal writing or through your diary. Yeah, you could do that. So writing helps a lot. It actually helped me express my emotions, because I'm the type of person who, like, if I suppress my emotions, it's going to be bad. And I'm not really good at suppressing my emotions, because I'm not that type of person. And yeah, I was actually 6 or 7, I think, as well, when I started writing. I mean, not writing poetry, but kind of like just writing, writing what's on my mind, and stuff like that. It's kind of like a journal writing, but now it kind of became like a poetry writing, if that makes sense. So yeah, it helped me a lot. It helped me shaped into a good human being. Not that I'm nice or not that I'm good, but it actually helped me flow into a better direction, rather than being stuck in that place of thinking about the separation and everything that happened in my childhood. So yeah, you could totally try anything. You could try painting, you could try any kinds of art, and drawing, what else, singing, dancing, whatever makes you feel good. You could do it as a hobby or as a coping mechanism. You could go both ways. It's your choice, but art is totally helpful. It's if you're like me, if your MBTI personality is an INFP like me, you will be instantly connected to art. I think all of INFPs are connected to art, so I don't know if that's just me. But yeah, you could do art. One of the important things that you gotta have to be able to cope up with your parent separation is that you gotta have a great support system. Like, for example, in my case, my support system is my family, my mom and my grandmother. So they're very loving people, and they help me a lot into bettering myself. Instead of focusing on the past or whatever happened in the past, not everyone has a great support system, so that's kind of hard to achieve. That's why I'm suggesting art or journaling, because it's kind of hard to achieve. Like, a great support system is hard to achieve. But yeah, if you have a great support system, then that's a first step. Yeah, great support system also helped me see what I currently have. Like, it made me grateful for the things that I currently have. And I know that not everyone has a great support system, and I totally understand that. So if you're alone now and you're feeling like you're alone now, or you don't have a great support system, creating an art is a great alternative for you guys, because I totally understand that not everyone has a great support system. So yeah, art is your alternative choice. But yeah, having a support system is also helpful. So if you have a great support system, I think the best way is to appreciate that support system, the love, the peace, and the comfort, appreciation, or the support that your support system gives you. I think it is important to see what they are also giving to you, the good things that they are filling in that empty cup of your heart. So yeah, honestly, I really think that coping up with things, I don't really think that there is exactly the right way or the bad way of coping up. I'm still in the process of understanding things, so I'm still growing. We are all growing, so I'm still figuring out if there is really a right or wrong way, because everyone copes up differently and everyone has bad experiences. So you can't really tell someone like, oh, don't cope up with that kind of way or stuff like that. You can't dictate other people's emotion or the way they act, or I guess that's something that I'm learning. So I guess, yeah, for me, that's how I cope up. I cope up through art, and I get my strength, my peace from my support system, which is my family, which is absolutely what I'm grateful for. But yeah, I would say that coping up is not easy. It's a long way. It takes process, and I don't think that you could fully move on from things that has happened in your life. I don't think that it is completely possible, because those are bad experiences, those are trauma. What you can do is actually learn how to carry on despite the fact that this thing happened to you, and having the willingness to still live in this world despite the trauma that you are carrying, something like that. I guess that's okay, because you can't really tell someone like, oh, you should move on right now. You should move on. It's been a decade. You can't tell someone who has been through a traumatic experience to just move on, because that's not how life works. So I can't really tell you guys to just move on with your life. I can't do that. If there are ways that you could cope up, and I wish that's a healthy coping mechanism, and I hope that you would use art. If you could use art, that is so much better. That is so much helpful. It's more helpful than other things. It will help you to cope up with things. I didn't know that it actually affected who I am while growing up, because at that point I was actually more focused on what other people is going to say about me, or what am I going to do now. But I didn't know that growing up, that whole thing would affect me. My mom would always tell me that you're the best, you're the best person. Like, I always have to remind myself that it's okay to feel low sometimes. It's okay to, be like this. But the show must go on, something like that. You have to live. You have to how to explain that? Like, you have to stay strong despite the fact of thinking that you are not enough. That's why I really love my family, because they always do their best to uplift me, to send me lots of support and send me peace and comfort, like, despite of what happened. it gives me strength, it gives me strength. I think that's the most important thing for me, that I have a great support system. I don't think I ever mentioned that having low self-esteem actually affected also how I see my body. Okay, story time. I was actually having this tough time in my life. I think that was when I was 16. Was it 16? I think that was 17. When I was 17, I was having this tough time, and I auditioned in this casting call to be a commercial model. I was kind of rejected by this agent or manager because they see me as a fat girl. I don't see myself as fat. I think I was not skinny at that time. I was kind of like a chubby person, so I wouldn't say that I'm really fat. But in this world, like when you are not skinny, you're instantly seen by people as fat, and that brought me down. That instantly brought me down. Like everything that I, like self-confidence that I brought into that studio, to the audition, it totally washed out. Because they think I'm not, like, they were kind of like, oh, she's pretty, but she's fat, like, why would you even say that in front of me? Yeah. So yeah, it kind of affected how I see my body growing up. That's why when I see people pointing out someone's body or body shape or the way they look, or it totally frustrates me, it disappoints me, because I've been there. I don't want to see another person being called out because they are skinny or because they're fat, or I don't like that. It affects people, if that makes sense. So yeah, if you're one of those people who are being called out by other people because you're fat or you're skinny, don't mind them. They're just bored, okay? They're just bored. Listen to me. Don't listen to those thoughts. Okay. People are not supposed to be pointing out someone's body. That's the exact problem on why we have body image issues in our society, is because people like to point out someone's weight, and everyone is measured by the way we look, the way we dress, the way like the shape of our body, how we physically looked. I think it's time for the society to stop doing that. It totally annoys me. It's so annoying that people are constantly calling other people out for being fat or for being skinny. Stop doing that. Anyway, so yeah, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. But no, I'm just kidding. So yeah, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you know now what I'm going through. You know now what I've been through. So yeah, I didn't have an easy childhood. I didn't have minimal problems. I don't think anyone has ever had a minimal problems. I think everyone had tons of problems that they're dealing with that you don't know about. So don't criticize anyone in the first place. So let's always be kind to one another, because you don't know if someone is suffering. And always appreciate everyone around you, appreciate the people around you, because you don't know. You don't know what they're going through, or if they're going through a lot. That's how it's supposed to be. Even the actor or the actresses that you watch on the cinema, I don't think that they're perfect. I think that they also had a rough life. They also have tough times in their life. They also had a bad childhood. So if you're watching this, if you're listening to this episode, and like your parents are separating as well, like right now, or if you're suffering right now, or if you're feeling alone, I want you to know that it's going to be okay. And that sounds redundant to some, but if it's not going to be okay, I'm not going to be here telling you all this stuff. I'm not going to be here in front of the camera. I'm not going to be able to do this podcast thing if it's not going to be okay. So I'm the one who's going to tell you it's going to be okay. I'm your friend right here. I hope that makes you feel good. I hope that makes you feel better, because I don't want to see another kid or another woman or man or girl or boy pitying themselves because some people would make them feel incomplete because they had a separated parents. You're not incomplete. That doesn't make you any less of a person just because your parents separated. It's totally okay. And you could cry. You could cry and cry and cry. Don't suppress your emotions. You could cry anytime you want, anywhere you want. Don't suppress your emotions, but I'm going to tell you it's going to be okay. And it's okay. It's okay to cry. It's okay that you are having this rough patch, You're going to get through this. Okay? I don't think I actually pointed out a lot of stuff. I don't think I elaborated things. I don't think I was actually good at explaining things at this episode. Anyway, my thoughts on separation is that I guess sometimes things doesn't really go on the way we want it to. Sometimes things need to end, I think I wouldn't be the person that I'm proud of today if there weren't any separation happened in my family. Yeah, that's life. That's how life works. If you're going through a parent separation and you're listening to this podcast, I hope it didn't trigger you. I hope you're doing well. Sending you love and light. Yeah, I'm wishing all the best for all of you. I'm wishing all the best things, because you deserve that, after all. What else? I don't think I really was good at explaining things at this episode. I think I'm just rambling, or just randomly talking. But yeah, I hope it came out pretty good if I listen to it. What else am I going to say? I think that's it. Guess I'm going to eat after this, and I think I'm talking for like 30 minutes now. So yeah, it's totally amazing that it's 7 p.m. and it's March 7th. That could resonate for some of you. Maybe you need an angel number, like angel number 777. I don't know if that's going to resonate for any one of you, but you could take it. You could take it. This is probably not the funniest episode in this podcast. This kind of sounds chill and serious. So I feel weird that it's not funny or anything. It's not. Yeah, that's it. Let's end the podcast right there. Not the podcast, but the episode. Why do I keep saying that every episode? Let's not end the podcast. Let's end the episode. Thank you so much if you listened to this podcast episode. I hope it kind of helped you calm yourself. I hope it made you feel like you have a friend. I want to be your friend if you're going through something. If you're like me, who were, who went through the same thing or who are going through right now. Yeah, I hope you feel much better. I hope I made you feel better. I hope this episode made you feel better. And always remember that there is always someone who loves you. Okay? You were not incomplete because of the bad things. The bad things doesn't make you any less of a person. It shapes you. Okay? It makes you a better person. It gives you lessons. It gives you wisdom. So, not that I'm glamorizing bad experiences, but it teaches you. It teaches you lots of stuff. Okay? I don't know if the episode is making sense. I don't know if it made sense to some of you. I really feel like I'm just rambling and, randomly talking. That feels weird. Anyway, I'm going to episode where what the hell? I'm going to end the episode right there. Thank you so much to those who listens to my podcast and who are still listening to this podcast. I'm really thankful for everyone who are listening, supporting this whole thing. This is like my baby project. This is probably the only project that I've been consistent because I'm a huge procrastinator, so I wasn't really expecting that it would take me to the 4th episode. I'm really just expecting like the 1st and 2nd episode, and I didn't know that I would get this far, honestly. So yeah, this whole thing makes me happy, and I hope you're happy too. I hope I make you happy too. I hope I make you feel better. What else? I don't think there's... I think I'm going to say something, but I kind of forgot because I'm sleepy. Yeah, I think I just ended. I think I just added, if I edited the audio and everything else. But yeah, there we go. We will end the episode right there. Thank you again. Thank you so much to everyone. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have any suggestions or topics that you'd like me to tackle on the next episode, let me know. Comment down below, and if you like this episode, let me know as well. I hope we can be friends. Thank you so much.